Welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower, and with me today we got...
Yeehaw! It's Kyle McIntyre.
There you go. You get assimilating over there. I like it.
All the way from the Lone Star State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't roller skate in a buffalo.
Yeah, I'm getting my chug-a-lug on.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Well, Kyle, yeah, this is the first podcast. He's back, and he's in Texas. He made it safe, I guess. Buried the lead there. But how's it going? What's shaking? What's grooving? What is good, Kyle?
Oh man, a lot of what's new. I mean, it's been about like 2 weeks or something. No, it's been like 3.
Maybe, yeah, about the timeline. Yeah, about 3 weeks.
Well, we had appreciate everyone who's stepped in.
Got the boys over there, Derek and Eric.
The boys. Derek and Eric. They should have their own podcast, actually.
I don't think they've ever talked.
No.
They should.
Coast to Coast with Derek and Eric.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Well, they can't do Coast to Coast, but...
Hey, well, hey.
Yeah. Name's taken.
Yeah,
Name's taken.
Name's taken. But yeah. I do want to do a podcast where I just get like people, like a bunch of the guests that we've had on just together, and I don't say anything. Just let them just talk.
Yeah, it's like you just sneak out of the room.
Or I'm just like there manning the Hangouts, and I edit it.
Exactly.
And I'm like, or I ask them a question. Yeah, so what about this? And then let's let them talk.
Like you bait them into something. So what do you think about the new firmware update from blah, blah? Well, you know what I think about that?
I'm just basically looking at a stopwatch, and then I switch to the next topic. What do you think about this?
You just poke the bear.
Yeah. Anyway, so shout outs to Derek and Derek from the Tone Control and Eric Merrill from Elm Effects. And
yes, thank you so much. Thanks. That really helped me out and getting settled here. And
yeah,
thank you so much, guys. Yeah,
but you're in Texas now. You started work a few days ago.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah.
I already know, but how was the trip out there? You had a little bit It was the adventure, I guess, you were wanting.
I guess. I mean,
because that's the excitement you wanted, I think. Because
yes,
I was saying you should just tow it out there. You're like, no, this is exciting.
Well, it's about the journey, dude.
Exactly. How was the journey?
It was good. I thought it was funny. Like people had posted, like right before I was about to go, will the Vic make it out there? And then they're doing polls. Was it Cartwright? I can't remember who did it.
I can't.
Everyone joined in, so it's hard to tell. But
yeah, they were like, I don't remember.
Jamie, bring up the Facebook group post.
I think it was Chris Carter was the one who says like define. Chris Carter was said define make it.
Yes.
That was I know his contribution to that, but a lot of people added to it. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, will it make it out there? And people were like, yes, no, define make it.
Like on the flatbed of a truck.
So
I made it.
Yeah. Do you, do you think that qualifies as define make it?
Yeah, I guess. I did have a issue with the car.
Yeah.
So I loaded the hell out of this car.
Yeah.
So normally this car has a stink bug kind of stance. It's got like a rake, so it's lifted in the back.
Yeah.
And you can see, there's like a gap between the tire and the wheel well. With all the stuff I had in it, it was like
I got that thigh gap, baby.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Not with this load.
Yeah, this thing was squatting.
Yeah.
Babe was doing her squats. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it was. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
It's ugh.
My boy was doing his squats.
Yeah.
How about that?
Both of us were just like, ugh.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway.
Save me. Anyway, so it was either level or tilted back, and I didn't even think of the, possible.
It went lowrider status.
Yeah. I didn't even think about the possible ramifications of it. I was like, oh, well, it's meant to carry people. It's like, it's obviously probably maxed out its load and capabilities.
Yeah.
I had so much stuff in the trunk that I wanted to keep there just in case if things that could stay locked up that I couldn't lose, like my firearms and my instruments and stuff.
Yeah.
Other things like clothes and, they're easily replaceable, those things, not to say my whole life was in that car, but pretty much like a lot of stuff was in that car.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
back seat was packed. I had stuff in the front seat. Like it looked like the reverse Beverly Hillbillies type situation. Instead of coming out to California.
Yeah. You're leaving. You got grandma on the back on the rocking chair.
Yeah. Then came up bubbling crude.
Texas tea. You're going out to Texas looking for Texas
tea.
You're going looking at
Okay, so drove out first night, made it to my buddy's house, Hamza. We've talked about him on the podcast. He lives in Phoenix, made it there. Woke up super early. Like I was up at like 4:30.
Damn.
I got in at like 11. His house. Woke up mainly because like sleeping in someone else's house or like, like bed. It's just like it's like their guest room. It's like, it's not your bed.
Yeah.
It's not the most comfortable. So I like woke up early.
Well, I say like, yeah, but I sleep on the floor. So, but yeah.
Yeah. I guess you could sleep on a rock and you'd be okay.
Well, next month I'm going to go see my sister, and she is due for a baby boy coming up soon. So I'm going to see them. And I'm like, what's great? I can just take my bed, throw it in a trunk or a back seat. And I'm like, that's my bed.
As long as you have a ground at your house.
Yeah. Or like in like, the area, I can put it on somewhere that's like hard.
As long as I can sleep in the backyard and you can turn the sprinklers off, dude, we're good.
I'm set. That's what I kind of like, because I'm used to just sleeping on the ground. I'm like, I'm good. We good.
It's just a lower shelf, baby.
Yeah, I prefer to sleep on the ground than like on like an air mattress.
Yeah, air mattresses are pretty bad.
It's like, no, it's not good.
Like you move a little bit and it's like it wants to roll you off.
Yeah.
It's like the momentum. You have a little bit of momentum, it just carries you.
I stayed with my girlfriend at the time at my sister's, and there was an air mattress.
What's her name?
What's his name? And I basically I felt like every time I moved, because I'm like a side sleeper, so I go like between both sides. And so I kind of like do like my flip in the air and slip to the other side. Like basically every time she could just bounce her off. She's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Cannonball in there. Like those blobs they do. Like summer camps.
Yeah. Like on heavy weights. I'm just like doing that. And my girlfriend, she's like flying up in the air. She's like, oh shit. Hey, keep it down over there. Keep it down over there. Hey, some of us are trying to sleep. She's flying.
You say that?
Yeah.
She's like a bloody nose.
Okay,
what are you going on about?
Keep it down over there. Anyway,
some of us have wake in the morning.
Yeah. So you hit the road early, right?
Yes.
And then you're on your way to Texas.
Yeah. So super early. I made it. How's
the Kyle? How's the Vic? How's the doing?
That was great. Vic was great. No. No temperature issues. I was worried about just like, major catastrophic issues. Dude, I miscalculated like the distance, like if you, which I never do, never done that. If you do like straight shot, like San Diego to where, in Austin, mm-hmm. It has you go on the 8 pretty much all the way to the 10. And then you go the 10 out pretty far. So what I didn't calculate in is up to Phoenix, which is like an hour and a half, mm-hmm. and then back down to the 10, which is, I think like, it's like 1 hour up and then 2 hours down or something. So I gave myself like basically 2.5 or actually 3 hours more. Yeah. Let's say like 3.5 hours of extra driving by, driving up to Phoenix. Mm-hmm. So the next morning, left early, which everyone in Phoenix, I don't know why, but it's like, well, I do know why, but it's like everyone's commuting at like 4 a.m, 5 a.m. Yeah. It's like, so traffic. I had traffic, which added to the time. Anyways, so let's talk about this incident. So made it all the way from Phoenix through New Mexico. So let's say Arizona, New Mexico, a good chunk of Texas.
Yeah.
Fort Stockton, which I don't know the exact mileage from the border.
Yeah.
Fort Stockton, I go to fill up gas. Walking back to the truck after I get like a snack or something from the convenience store, I notice like a puddle of liquid towards the back of the car. My first instinct was, oh, AC water. And then I'm like, wait a minute, but AC water would be like towards the front of the engine, where it drips towards like the front of the car.
Yeah.
So I look under there. I get down I lay on my stomach, basically reach under and tap it and feel it. Okay, that's oil. I smell it. And I'm like, ooh, that's gear oil. And I'm looking underneath the underside of the car and I see basically a smattering of oil. That's, it looks wet under there. Something that should be covered in dust and dirt is covered in oil and dust and dirt.
Yeah.
It's like wet. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. So I call your dad and basically I'm trying to get a pulse on the situation. Like, can I make it? He's just kind of get advice, like how I should check to see if this is going to be. He's like, he tells me what I should do. I go get extra oil. I call Hamza because he knows these cars well. Like just kind of get advice. Tell everyone that I might be late. And I'm like 4 hours maybe away from Austin.
Yeah.
So it's quite a long drive, and it's getting to be like, maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it's going to start getting dark at like 8:30. So, or maybe even a little earlier than that. So I just I drive to a shop. I get, of the stuff I put, my car's already loaded down, and I needed like a jack and stands. And so I got a jack and stands from AutoZone. And I'm like, they wouldn't loan it to me so I could just check it in the parking lot. Because I can't, it being so squatted down, I couldn't work on it like that. Because there's no clearance. I'm a big boy.
Yeah.
So buy it. I decide just to make the cannonball run.
Yeah.
And just try not to burn out. Because what happens is there's huge gears in the back that need oil.
Yeah.
And if they don't get oil on them, they get hot and they melt or they shatter. And so, and then you're really screwed.
Yeah.
And so basically I just decided that I'm going to try and I'll just drive it, every like couple, every like 30 or 40 minutes, I'm going to stop and check on it and see if it's glowing hot. I know I have an issue, And so anyways, long story short, I made it in at like 1:30 or so in the morning.
Shit.
To Austin.
Shit.
Yeah, no.
Damn.
So 1:30. So
took you another 8 hours, right?
Yeah, I guess it was
like a 4-hour drive. Took you 8.
Yeah,
but you made it.
I made it. Yeah. So
was that like?
I guess it was. It was from. I started driving at like 4:40 in the morning.
Yeah.
To 1. I think it was like 1:30 or something. I pulled up.
Yeah. So it was a.
So I took the car in to get it looked at. $180 part. Perfect. Just it had worn out the seal, and so it had leaked a little bit of oil out.
Well, that's good. I mean, you made it there. It was a touch and go there, but it wasn't too much of a fix.
So that I would say that's a define make it situation. I did make it, but not without any stress.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a define make it quotation. So everybody who voted for that one definitely made it. But you made it there. And how's it going?
Yeah,
how's
it's good. It's good, man.
Visited some family and stuff like that. Allergies.
If you can, allergies hit me really hard. Yeah. Which I was warned by someone who lived in Oklahoma, and I'm like, yeah, okay,
dumbass,
okay, yeah,
you pussy.
No, Wade Burden, friend of the show, Wade, told me your allergies are gonna suck there. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
He's like, get a load of this guy kind of thing.
Yeah. He was right. And I owned up to him. Like, dude, you're right. I was,
There you go. You always say,
shouldn't have said anything, and then I wouldn't have gotten them.
Yeah.
Oh. So
there was it's like you could just like not say anything and then you'd be fine. It was the other day I was with Brian and Adam. I think we are gonna go get lunch or whatever, and then Brian's like, "Oh, real quick, I gotta go stop off at get gas or whatever." So he's at Costco. I guess I'm not a Costco member, so I never get gas there. But just the way that they have their lanes and stuff like that, the green light go and whichever stop is open,
Yeah.
He was like in line. You would see all these people like waiting in line. He's like, he saw like an open pump from like his angle. And so his story, he's all like, nobody's going there. So am I going to take advantage of everybody's fucking ignorance? Yeah, I'm going to do it. And he goes up there and like, there's a cone blocking off that one because it's out of order. He's like, fuck. So he has to swerve out and go back in line again.
Oh no!
It was hilarious because he was trying to be like funny. I'm like, am I going to be an asshole and take advantage of everybody's stupidity? Yeah, I'm going to do it. And then he was like, he pulls up like, oh, there's a cone there. Everybody, if you want to know, there's a cone there. So go back at the end of the line.
Dang.
It's like he couldn't, like Adam and I are just losing it because it's like
he's just tempted. You're tempted to do it. And you're like, oh yeah.
Oh, he's like, am I going to be an asshole? Oh yeah, because everybody's dumb but me. And then he realized like, no, egg on my face. It's like you could have just not said anything. Like, oh, I think, or you could have said something like, oh, I think there's an open spot there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dang.
But you made it to Texas. You get allergies getting you. You got some family time. You getting work started out there.
I been able to hang out with my brother, my younger brother, Cameron. And then my sister. Got to spend some time with her too. My mom. I drove up and saw my mom up in northeastern Texas. I spent like 2 days there.
Yeah.
She's got like a 14-acre house up there. Or not the house, but the property.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a big old house. It's like
a warehouse.
Yeah.
It's like 4 times the size of like a regular Costco.
Yeah. It's like the Amazon warehouse.
Yeah, it's LA. Like a distro center. So, and I
had to go take a piss in the middle of the night. Man, it took me 4 hours.
Yeah, I can't remember where I moved the bathroom.
He's looking every door.
Just found a corner.
Yeah. I just pissed my pants. It was good.
I got to go see my grandma, actually, which is really cool. I haven't seen my grandma in a long time, probably like 3 years or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's in like assisted living facility, so it was really cool. I didn't even expect to see her, with everything that's going on. So that was really, really cool. I got a new instrument, actually.
Oh yeah? What'd you get?
Yeah. My uncle and my mom got me a banjo.
Oh.
That's the joke. It's like, welcome to Texas. Here's your banjo.
There you go. What is it? It's a 5-string banjo from a company called Norma. Okay.
Norma. Supposedly it's old. Supposedly it's like a 70s. It doesn't really look like it to me, but there's like not really a serial number on it. So
yeah, is it I
think it's a Japanese made one.
Are you trying to play it like a banjo?
Not quite, not yet. I'm like strumming like with my fingers across it,
instead of like doing the one.
Pick.
So the bass. So like you kind of play that like a flamenco player, right? Where it's like bass.
I think you can, yeah.
Your lower.
Or you can have, like individual picks on your fingers too.
Yeah, because I know like flamenco, it's like one, or it's like the first strings you play with your ring. So your third finger, and then second you play with your middle. Third you play with that, and then the fourth, fifth, and sixth you play with your thumb. So you kind of hit the bass notes like that. I have no idea. Are you going to try and learn to play banjo like banjo?
Maybe. I don't know.
No.
I've just been strumming across it. So I don't know, but it's tuned in G, so it's actually kind of easy to play. There's like two strings that are actually, there's multiple strings that are like octaves of each other.
Yeah.
And then you have one string that's like a drone string, so you don't really play that.
Okay.
So it's actually really easy to bar across. You bar across it, and every fret is a chord, basically.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, because if it's tuned in open G. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I've never actually played one because I've had no interest, but...
Well, hey, if you fly out here, I have one.
Yeah, we can
try out.
Yeah, we can start.
Then you can fly back.
Yeah, it's basically just for a bit. I'm like, oh, let's try it out. Okay. Anyways, all right. See ya.
Yeah, there's not like a banjo manufacturer in San Diego that's pretty,
like,
big,
prolific. Yeah,
like Deering. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're off the freeway.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool.
You can't do a factory tour, and maybe they have one tuned in the lobby. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's rad. So, like, speaking of like gear, this is actually, I don't even know. What'd you bring over there?
Okay,
so I know you brought your computer and your Focusrite and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but I mean, what gear did you bring? Because we talked about it, like, kind of when you mentioned it, of like, what guitars you were gonna bring, pedals and stuff like that, and if you brought any amps. So, like, what would you bring instrument wise?
Wait, my LARPing gear or my instruments?
I guess like
my instruments of destruction or my instruments of joy.
I think I think joy could go either way with that one. But I think guns. I think you brought the whole shebang, right?
I had to bring everything.
The shebang, bang, 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 bang. But
good one.
Stupid. There we go. I didn't even get to my stand-up joke yet. But
I know.
So. Yeah, I mean, but the guitar wise,
did you want to try it right now? Did you want to do your stand up bit right now? Your open mic spot?
I don't know.
I'll give you the floor.
Shit. I don't even know if I have it ready.
All right.
Hold on. Oh, wait.
Think about it.
No. Okay, actually, I do have my stand up joke. This isn't even really like a fleshed out thing. So here's my open mic minute here.
Okay.
So this one actually, if we're gonna do it, I maybe got to premise it. This is this little bad boy comedy here. We normally don't talk about religion on the podcast, but this was my open mic thought. So about religion. So I went to like a Lutheran, like, I don't know, grade school, I guess, like through like kindergarten or whatever, like Christian. I honestly don't even know what Christian Lutheran is. That's how much I learned. But
it's its own thing.
But like the idea of like, what, like, to sell God to like kids was like very much like very Paul Bunyan-esque superhero kind of thing of like these powers of like stuff that like would impress a kid of like, he knows, God knows how many hairs are on your head. I'm like, holy shit. As a kid, you're like, I couldn't even begin.
Yeah.
And he knows that for everyone? And then also, like, he knows, like, the grains of sand at the beach, at every beach. And I'm like, oh my goodness. That is incredible. I guess, yeah. I'm just going to follow this guy. That's all I had.
That's your bit. Oh my God.
Isn't that... Right? It's very like the tall tale-esque thing of like yeah, that you sold me. And even as an adult, I'm like, if somebody told me the exact hairs on my head, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So it impressed me as a 5-year-old, and it impresses me as a 32-year-old. That is a shitty bit.
All right.
Here I got another quick one.
Okay, I'm ready.
What about instead of like Dean Martin? It was Peen Sharton. So it's the same songs, but you just hear like random piss streams or like, farts.
Dang, that's a rough one.
When you smile, the smiles at you.
I don't think that's a Dean song, actually.
I thought that was Dean Martin. Either way, those are my bits.
All right, I like it.
Back to you.
Okay.
I'll be opening open mic at OB Comedy next week. I won't really.
Well, I won't be there.
So somebody was saying like, "Oh, so is open mics open up yet for you guys in San Diego?" I'm like, I'm not really doing that.
I'm not, this is what all you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if my religious thing might be like a little too hot for podcast. I think my first comedy album is gonna have caution tape over my mouth. You know.
Yeah.
Like do not cross caution.
Do not resuscitate.
Yeah, caution tape over my mouth. A little too hot with that one. Hot takes, you know. Gear.
Okay.
What'd you bring?
You ready for me yet?
Yeah.
Are you gonna run another shitty bit?
No, I mean I warmed up the crowd for you.
Oh, thanks. Okay. Okay. So
people are gonna be, I can't tell which is the shittiest bit you've done yet. I'm going though.
Someone's making notes of these shitty jokes, by the way. I'm sure
it'd be great if somebody
not me
made a compilation of my whole shitty. Anyway,
it'd be like 5 minutes.
Yeah. What's the?
But all hell. All right. So
all hell breaks loose with this. But what'd you bring? Let's start with guitars.
Okay.
Instruments.
So guitars.
Besides the banjo, what do you have now?
I brought the Seafoam Green Super Strat.
There you go. With the two Brandon wound, like kind of DiMarzio is
Super Distortions.
Yeah.
Inspired by.
Mm-hmm.
And then I only brought one guitar.
Oh,
actually.
damn.
And that's the one. I know. I wish I could have fit more.
But I mean, really, you have more tone options than I do on my guitars. I have just I don't even have a tone knob on mine. But you have like the two pickups. Yeah, that's good. You got the whammy wire.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm doing normally, is doing that 80s kind of vibe. So, and then I brought my American P bass.
There you go.
So, once I started loading the car up, I realized that it's not going in like
space. Space is
and I loaded the back. You had been so proud of because you love Tetris.
Yeah.
But like every square inch of the trunk was pretty much used up.
Yeah.
Like I had my weapons crates in the lowest piece. Everything just leveled out perfectly. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, stack something to this level. Okay, now there's more room for, I don't know. It was perfect. So I brought, those are the only instruments, I guess. Well, I brought also the Korg mini log.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought that. Pedals. I did bring quite a bit of pedals. I mean, not all my collection, I guess, but I brought my Big Sky.
Mm-hmm.
I brought my Timeline. I brought a couple MXR pedals. Got the chorus pedal, like the analog chorus.
There you go. Yeah.
I brought Sugar Drive.
Mm-hmm. The little Klon guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And brought, what's that? The Univibe.
Okay, yeah.
Which I was playing the other day, and it sounded so good, just basically without the actual vibe on, because it adds on like some grit, like a little bit of
like a preamp kind of thing.
Color. Dang, it sounded so good. So that was the reason why I'm like, well, shit, I'm bringing that. Oh, sorry, I'm having to look at them right now too. I brought 2 Walrus pedals, and I really wanted to bring all of them, but I brought, I believe I brought the Slow, one of the Voyagers.
One of them.
Oh, and the 385.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's a jam for sure. I don't know what that one just sounds awesome.
Oh, yeah, that one's so good.
Like, even if you crank the gain on it, I'm like, it still sounds really good.
Yeah. There's like no way to overdo that pedal, which is great, I think. And then I brought a lot of Boss pedals, actually. I brought the 2 vintage ones I have, the another chorus pedal. So the CE2 and then the DM2. And then I brought the EQ.
Okay.
Was the EQ, I can't remember what it's called. I'm looking at it, but I can't see the number on it.
GE7.
GE7, there you go.
Yeah. And that was the one you modded, yeah.
And then I brought some modded pedals. So I brought like the synth style DS1 and the modded one I did for one of my modded ones I've done for what's it called? That Marshall in a box.
Okay, yeah.
And then I brought some from some friends. So I believe I have the Canalia.
There you go.
That walnut Canalia.
Yeah.
And then Wells,
the Wells delay. I guess that people we're getting too familiar. That was the Canalia from Lollygagger.
Yeah.
So that was kind of
So,
and then you got the Wells from Like My Pedals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was the one. The green one, the bigger one version.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a hell of a lineup you got there. So you definitely stacked up on pedals, but you couldn't bring as many guitars at the moment. You'll come back and grab them. But yeah, I mean, how are you feeling? Do you feel like limited for creativity or
no? I was doing some stuff earlier. I felt inspired to record the banjo, just like into the SM7 to see kind of how it.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned some chords and kind of figured out how to. It probably didn't sound that good, but I tucked it in the back of a mix.
Oh, that's cool.
And so, like, just add a little bit of a.
Did you make a song around it, or did you add it to like a song?
I added it to a song.
Okay, yeah.
So
was it kind of more of a synth retro wave?
No, it's kind of just like a rock sounding, kind of like a soft rock sounding.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. I'll send it to you. Maybe you'll want to put it in bumper or something.
Yeah. Let me know.
I don't know. But I mean, that's pretty much my what's new. Besides all the Dr. Pepper I'm drinking. Well, when in Rome, dude.
Yeah.
When in Rome. I don't think I've had another soda besides that.
Really?
Dude, here? Yeah.
Dr. Pepper is king over there, I guess.
Well,
right?
I had a root beer because the place was out of Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
No Coke? They have no Coke or no...
Yeah, been avoiding Coke. I had this one that was like a...
No Coke Zero?
Like there's like a... No Coke Zero either.
Oh, man, that's on deck here. I don't think I could do without Coke Zero.
I had a diet Dr. Pepper, I guess.
Yeah.
That's fine. But I had this earlier today. So here's a little hot tip. They have like, like certain restaurants have like, oh, this is a craft soda.
Yeah.
And I forget the name of it, but there's a brand that's popular. And it's they had one called Doppelganger. And I'm like, I bet that's a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
And it was so damn good, actually. It was like, made with real cane or sugar or whatever.
Yeah.
It was damn good.
There you go.
But I guess that's the only other one I've had.
Just getting your DP on over there.
Yeah. DP. Anyways, that's my what's new, I guess. It's a lot.
Yeah, no,
it's
good.
Unpack.
I feel like it's the pun there for sure on unpacking, getting it going. But I mean, I would say I think people were asking for it. People were needing the Kyle style going on.
Yeah,
but it's good. Good at what's new. I think everybody's happy that you're there, happy that you're back on the cast.
Yeah, I've only been working not even a whole week yet, and I'm like working a lot, actually.
Working like a dog.
Yeah, and I'm actually really stoked on that. I think it was messing with my mind the way that stuff was going down, and just like my job in San Diego, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it was a good move, and hopefully it continues to be one. So, But that's my what's new. What's new with you? Not that I even care.
Yeah.
What's new with you? No, I'm just kidding.
Let's see. I guess as of right now, I'm trying the Truly, the fruit punches.
Oh yeah,
That came out with. They're so good.
yeah.
It's like these. I guess it's like
Is it the limited one?
No,
Or
it's
is it just like
it's a fruit punch. They came out with like I
Okay.
have the berry punch, citrus punch, fruit punch.
Oh wow.
It's like it's like with the lemonades and the iced teas and stuff like that. It's like and the fruit punch and shit like that. It's like this isn't even seltzer anymore.
Yeah.
They're just trying to do like low carb like drinks, alcohol drinks.
Yeah.
And hey, I got no problem with that. I ain't complaining.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying. But that's what I'm drinking right now. And let's see what's new. I did get a new camera lens just yesterday,
Nice.
and it is a cheap one, relatively cheap as far as camera lenses go. It's like
How many thousands of dollars?
no,
I'm just kidding.
it's under $200, but it
Okay.
is like a Sony branded one. It is like plastic housing,
Okay.
and it's awesome.
Really?
Because like I think I've said it on the show before, it's like camera lenses can get up to like $1,200 to like $3,000 for a lens.
Yeah.
That's not even the camera. It's just a piece of glass. Shit gets so stupid, but it makes a difference.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
It's like 200.
It's probably like one of the most important components.
It's like pickups on your guitar.
Yeah.
So you can have like, I guess apparently my camera's not that good, but it's like it'd be like a Mexican Squire and putting like new pickups in it. It's kind of what I like. I feel like I've leveled up. I got like a 50 millimeter f1.8 Sony lens. So what that means is like it's 50 millimeters is how zoomed in you are. And then the f is like the f-stop or whatever is kind of how much light it lets in. So the lower it is, the better it is in low light.
Okay.
And how much what they say bokeh is like the blurry background. So if you see photos of like zoomed in stuff, it's like how blurry the background is. That's not always like image editing. That's kind of the lens doing its thing. It's focusing in on the subject. And to me, I always kind of knew the properties of that and what that looked like on YouTube or on paper. And actually getting it, I'm like, whoa. It looks so goddamn good. And so I had let's say for example, the lens that came with my camera that I bought in the bundle is like a 50 millimeter, which is the same focal, like zoomed in length, but it was like a f 5.6. So so it's not as clear of an image. The new one that I have is 50, but it's 1.8. So that's such a lower, f-stop, meaning more light can come in and you can have more control over shit. And anyways, it's just wild. Shit looks so good. So it's wild. I'm so wild. I have I was just doing tests the other day and posting it on Instagram. I'm like, I did nothing. I just turned on my room lights.
You need a little. I mean, I like your pictures. You need a little more light in there.
Other people said the exact same thing when I said this is a test with no lights.
Yeah, we don't care, Brian. We want it to be perfect the first time.
People say hey, you need more lights. Hey, you need more lights. Hey, you need more light. I'm like, I think I said that I didn't put any light. Anyways, and I wasn't even holding a stand. Or I was holding the camera and didn't even do a stand.
You know what? They look good, Brian. You know what? You just need to learn how to take some critique there.
But
that looks great, but
So I'm
that's
excited.
Where it hurts. Is when someone says but.
I'm excited because I'm like, I don't even have my big guns out. I don't even have my lights out. I don't have my stand. I didn't even use a stand. I was just holding the camera, and I'm like, oh shit, it looks so good in comparison. So anyways, I feel like I was talking to Eric Marrow, and I feel like, dude, I feel like I leveled up in my like photo game by getting lenses. And he's like, yeah, you know, you're learning. So I learned my settings. And like, I'm not a master at any of this, but I'm like, I learned my settings of how to set like for my light of my room and blah, 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 and the shutter speed. And so I got that. And now I'm like, oh, get light, get lenses and stuff like that. I'm like, cool. I'm not going to get buck wild and go like the $1,000 or more lens route yet.
Yeah. But maybe get some used ones,
Yeah. So I just got on Amazon because I sold a pedal. So one of the pedals that, and then I was able to just like Amazon Prime a lens.
What did you sell?
I sold that Mojo hand effects. Fuck, I don't remember the name of it. It was like a tube screamer and like a boost in one. And I liked the tube screamer, didn't like the boost. It was one.
I can't remember which one that was.
I don't remember either. I'd have to look it up. But I mean, who fucking cares? It's gone. So
yeah, I guess. That's true.
It was a thing of like when I was on my tube screamer boost, journey, and it's cool, but it's not. I'm not going to keep it. So, I sold it, and that was basically the same amount of money as the lens. So I just Amazon Prime like to buy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And so it's money just going from something I didn't use and didn't want to something I'm using and I want. So that was good. And then let's see, the other weekend here, I recorded some videos with RJ from Teletalks, and just surprised me. He came over and we did a collab video. We have an idea where it's like you kind of watch the first half on both channels, and then you watch the second half on either channel. So it'll be kind of an interactive thing to see both sides of the the story,
kind of like those R.L. Stein books,
yeah. Turn the page here.
Goosebumps. Yeah.
Turn to page 69 for this one. And then
was that pedal, was it the Rook pedal, by the way?
Rook, yes. Rook something. Yeah.
Okay. Rook Overdrive,
but it's a Rook with a boost,
but it had the boost. I think it's
Rook, right? Rook Royal is what it was.
Okay.
But I
would call it Rook Roll.
Yeah,
basically you just got Rook rolled.
I'm never gonna give you up, but I just did.
Yeah.
So
okay, sorry. Go back to yours.
Yeah. So I'm stoked. We got a video coming out. Maybe the next, maybe in June, we're gonna do a video where it's like you jump between both channels to see the whole video.
It's Royale, by the way.
Royale.
Okay? Yeah. Anyways,
and then we
don't stop letting me interrupt you.
And then we did one where it was like a video podcast that I think I'm gonna do only on YouTube to hopefully drive more people to the YouTube channel. If you want to see the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. So hey,
nice.
It was fun. So it was cool. RJ, saw the spot, and I think it's something different to see my where I shoot videos. He's like, wow, this is a lot smaller than I thought it was.
And what part of it's a bedroom didn't you understand?
Yeah, I think nobody gets that. And even he was saying like, the desk looks awesome, but I didn't think it was that small. He's like, I think my desk that he has in the corner of his kitchen, he's like, I think my desk is bigger.
Well, probably is what it used to be, and then we cut off a foot of it.
Yeah. But I'm like, that's what works. And so he was actually pretty stoked. He's like, this is a great little spot. He's like, oh man, I would love to have a room like this to shoot videos and make music in. I'm like, yeah, but I also sleep in there. I'm like, I wouldn't want to sleep in here, but
yeah, you can barely call this a room.
Yeah, no, it was fun. He's like, man, this is cool. It's fun. So he's like, the way it looks, the how I set everything up for working and recording and doing all this shit. It's like, it's pretty streamlined and it works out. So he was like, oh man, I definitely give you credit. He's like, I'm a little jealous of how you got it set up. So I got that little win on there. And then the other day, nice. Brian and Adam came over here. We started recording guitars, and they hadn't seen the room since I painted it and did all the shit. And they're like, "This looks awesome." So even Adam, he was like, "It looks like more calm in here, like relaxed." Whereas like before with the blue and all the random shit everywhere.
Yeah, it looked like it was a nursery, like you were expecting a baby boy.
And then just like had random like posters, shit on the wall, and just like nothing was organized. He's like, this looks like planned out. It's organized and good.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's calm, like it's like relaxing in here. And then Brian, he was like, "This is pro, dude. It's great for videos, dude. We need to set up some talking head shots and do some like
make it sound like he's one of the Ninja Turtles."
No, that's how Brian. That's kind of
bro.
That's how Brian is. He's all hype. He's like, "Yes, dude." Cowabunga. He comes in with like his like a cowabunga, dude. The hang 10. But he's like, oh, he's like, oh, dude, this is awesome. Da-da-da. So I got confirmation that what I've done was good. So that was enough for me. That I was stoked. So my little bedroom studio is, it's gotten approval. So I like it.
Nice.
I'm, not a whole lot of things I want to add, but just it's getting there. So it's working for videos, obviously, and it's working for recording, obviously. So far, so good. But that's kind of it for the what's news. I guess I have my little notepad here that I cut my own hair recently. It looks like shit.
That should have been.
That's my what's new.
That should have been your stand-up.
No, yeah, that should have been like. Well, it's a more visual bit. I take my hat off, and I'm like, I have basically the top of my hair, which is like maybe I don't know, like half a foot long maybe, and then the rest of it I cut down to like an inch, and I didn't do a good job. So just imagine what that looks like.
You should post some pictures.
Really long on the top, and it just doesn't fall right, so it's like some parts I missed where I should have been like my part or whatever, and it's kind of just like strings of hair like spaghetti. Yeah, it's not looking good. Jeez. But that's where hats come in, my friend.
Hell yeah.
So
you should take one out of RJ's book and wear that newsy hat.
Well, that's what I wear. I got two of them.
I know, exactly. These covers, you cover your mistakes with it, so it should be good.
Yeah, that's what I got to do. I got to get trucker hats. You're a trucker hat guy, right?
Yeah. I'll send you. If you're looking to expand your hat world, let me know.
Yeah, I got to try some trucker hats maybe. I'm not a trucker hat guy. Newsy hats is the only thing, and then I was doing the I
just picture you walking around, good morning is the news today. It's like passing out.
I just need to get like
a musical,
like a red I need to cop a red Yankees fitted, and then I get like I did it all for the nookie.
Oh no.
Boom, boom, bam, boom, boom, bam. I just start like going Fred Durst on it. I just caught myself a Yankees fitted. Anyway, let's you got long what's news for both of us. I think let's do a quick topic and head out of here.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, you had a topic.
Yeah.
Let's why don't you give it to me? What do you got?
All right. So, would you want a lot of pedals that do a little, or one pedal to do a lot?
Okay.
So, I think there's pros and cons for both sides, but here you go first.
Here, I'm gonna have two answers. I got a Kyle poke holes in your bit answer.
Okay, go for it.
Which is Fractal X8 or Helix.
Okay,
that's a pedal. I'd rather have it do everything.
Yeah, that I want you to. That's not poking holes. That's what I'm thinking too.
Because I'm recording stuff for finishing that album and doing stuff for Just In Case and just demos, and I can do everything with really I could do it with just the HX Stomp.
Yeah. Okay.
I could because I just do my settings, and if you I need more effects, create a new preset, and you have three sounds.
So the pros of that would be that it's user friendly, where it's like turn the thing on. You have everything there. You have built-in, a lot of built-in capabilities with it.
Yeah, it might not be user-friendly in the creation. I know how to do the HX Stomp because I learned how to do...
Once you get it set up, once you've set it up, it is.
Oh, yeah. You just power it on and you click to where you need to go.
Yeah.
So like the path of least resistance is there in these type of units. And you get, I don't know. I can't the HX Stomp is not as good as the Fractal, but it's still really good. And as far as the sounds wise, the Fractal is better sounding, but I'm the HX Stomp is no slouch either. And that's the cheap fucking unit that is like a piece of shit that breaks all the fucking time. And it still sounds really good, you know, as far as like, I'm just going to record and create. If you're going to be like, I haven't A-B'd anything yet of like, what does this tube screamer sound like? Because I don't care or want to waste my time. If like, the scripts phase 90, does it sound like a real one? I don't care.
Yeah, listening to just even a real one back and forth, there's so
I can't even tell. Yeah.
Like minute.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Like I own like the hand wired Whirlwind orange box, which is supposed to be like a script phase 90, hand wired, by the way. Compared to like like the MXR phase 90 with the script version on the like with the mini phase 90 or whatever the hell it is. I never once A-B'd them. So I'm just like, yeah, that sounds good. I'll dial it into a sound I like.
Yeah.
That's when I go into the, the Fractal or HX Stomp. I dial in a sound I like out of it, not to be like, does this sound like my settings? No, I just dial in one that I can use.
Yeah.
Just give me something I could use. But that's my first one. So that's my, like, I would rather go with like either one of those modeling units. If that had to be my one, that would be it.
All right. Go ahead with your second one. I mean, I'll jump in on this one because I guess I'll just say
go.
I would rather have a lot of pedals, basically, which I do, I guess. Mm-hmm. Maybe because that's just the world we live in. You and I are different in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And my reasons would be the interchangeability of, basically being able to change out whatever you want physically.
Yeah.
Right. For someone who doesn't want to dive into all those menus and,
totally.
When you want the physical thing, right. For other people that it doesn't matter. You can flip through a bunch of stuff. But for me, I like the physical thing. Right. And there's also the fun part about having the physical thing where it's like, oh, maybe this thing's, like that rat that I have. Like you could find a rat in, any of those modelers, but your rat is not going to be shitty gold painted,
Yeah, it's like
it's not going to have the fun factor of actually seeing that someone tried to fuck it up,
Yeah, it's the difference between like, I don't know, maybe like romanticizing the collectability of it over just the utilitarian.
Exactly.
Because between the two like recordings, you probably won't tell the difference that much, especially if you're like you had like a really nice amp and pedal setup and everything, and then somebody had like shitty preamps and a shitty mic placement.
Yeah,
it's gonna sound bad. Whereas if you had somebody like, oh, I'm just gonna plug DI out of your HX Stomp, like, okay, cool, then they can make it sound good if they know if they know what they're doing. So it's like engineer wise. Which
another pro I'm thinking of is like the longevity of what a physical pedal gives you.
Yeah.
So like you don't have to do firmware updates. You don't have to worry about I don't know. I have pedals like some of those MXR ones from like the late 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't imagine a modeler lasting 40 years, 50 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And then even,
within a year.
And that same,
yeah. You already want to change out to the next new thing,
Yeah, totally. And even in that same aspect too, or that same like thinking of like amps, even if you don't turn them on in like a while, caps dry out.
Yeah, exactly. There's issues with those types of things.
Tubes
I get it.
Blow out, and tubes will, and you're like, okay, cool. And
it's a physical thing that you can just fix.
Yeah.
What did you have to do when you had to fix your modeler on your HX Stomp?
I had to send it back and
Mm-hmm.
And even on the
not here to shame you though. Not here to shame you.
And even the Fractal deal, it's already done with updates. People say like I don't think they're going to update it again. But that same thing of like it already sounds that good.
Yeah.
And it's like almost indistinguishable between the real thing of like amps and stuff like that. So I'm like, how much more do you want?
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing that I said of like, oh, you know, of like somebody who's really shitty at recording amps versus like somebody who's like pretty fucking good at recording amps.
Yeah.
But it's like
there's a lot of factors, obviously.
And it's like, oh, I'm sure if you like, I think, you know, Rhett Shull's done the thing where he's like, oh, I'm recording like an actual like 70s plexi out of like, you know, thousands of dollars worth of gear through like a big room in a studio compared to an HX Stomp. You're like, of course the fucking amps sound better than that. But not a lot of people have access to that. So you can get, you know, close if you dial it in correctly. Anyway, but I mean, it's, you know, like everything that I said to disparage having more stuff is really just the idea of having more stuff. It's like,
because there's some cons.
Do you have
some cons
space for it?
Exactly.
Do you want to carry it? Do you want to like have all that stuff?
Do you want to be in charge of all that stuff at a gig?
Or like having, the liability of bringing it all or storing it all or keeping it all. And so.
Well, then also you have it's expensive to buy individual things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, would you want to buy a car as a whole piece or buy the individual parts to build it?
Yeah. And then.
Let's say a brand new car.
Yeah.
You bought it piece by piece from the factory.
Yeah.
It'd be the most expensive car ever.
And then some things, you know, you might not use all the time either. Of like having pedals, let's say, not even going the modeler route of saying like, I loved the shit out of that DD500.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, until I got the FX8 or jumped into like that fractal train of using the Axe8 or whatever, of having like I just liked having a variation, a little tiny difference in delays between different songs.
Yeah.
And when
no one noticed.
Or, you know, I noticed, I noticed at least of having slapbacks versus like a little like time delay or back and forth ping pong type of shit. But I'm like, oh, I can get the same type of shit out of the fractal. So I'm like, I got to a point where I'm like, I don't need this. So it maybe one thing replaced it, but it was really cool. And I keep always thinking when I borrowed the fucking Source Audio Collider, where it was like a reverb and delay, bunch of like, you know, digital, like you can choose a bunch of different types out of both. I'm like, that's such a cool pedal because it's so much in one. So I kind of like the idea of like that, where it can do so many different things in one, or even your Strymon pieces where they are like, I'm sure there's other types of delays that are more like unique and reverbs that are unique, but you can probably, I mean, you would hope so, like the flagship reverb and flagship delay, that it will do it all.
Definitely.
Whereas I think those are, you know, there's a, you know, they're the shining, baby, those ones.
No, yeah. And if you get, there's something to be said about those by themselves too.
And if you got a Mobius, that would be all of it.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. But to me, I'm like, oh, that, I don't know. But it is fun to have like your favorites.
Yeah.
Like I think I only own one true chorus, which is the Julia, but I do have the perfect example. Goddamn, can't speak. Is the Southampton utility knife, which is like, you know, 4 great modulations in one, and I would say it's awesome, but it really is a except for the flanger, it's a jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
I have my favorite tremolo probably in my Flint. What
was that?
My favorite phaser. Phaser. God damn, I can't
make sure. What time is it there? Jeez, you're not even that late.
No, it's because of these Trulies.
Oh.
I truly can't.
Slurring your word.
Yeah, truly can't. Because I'm not driving now. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Oh, the podcast is going to get back to drunk hour. Oh, geez. But anyway, I'm like, my favorite phaser is that, you know, orange box or whatever. It's like a MXR Phase 90 type.
Yeah.
And then favorite chorus is the Julia. And then phaser, I'm like, or flanger is just like, yeah. Basically,
Yeah.
flanger is just, yeah. If you can do a flanger, yep, that's fine. And
you need
so
to get that. You need to jump on that EVH flanger, dude.
which is I loved that one. That's probably the best. Just the EVH flanger and just push the EVH button. That's the best flanger.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Although you have the hardwired flanger.
Yeah.
What's the DC line? Is that what it was? With the
AC. It's AC cable.
AC cable. That's what it was. That one that's awesome. You're good with that. That's pretty much what Eddie Van Halen or the EVH pedal was based off of.
Yeah.
You can just dial in.
It's funny because I got that for like cheaper than some of those, the actual EVH signature ones. Or did I? I don't know.
Actually, even the micro flanger is awesome. I take that back. That one's probably one of the best.
Yeah. And it's a one knob deal.
Yeah, I think it's two actually.
Or maybe it's two knobs.
It's two knobs.
The chorus is a one.
But anyways, so like, I mean, not to disparage the utility knife, but that one is a great pedal because it has so many options and shit like that in it. And all of them are good. The flanger is great. Tremolo is actually pretty great. But the chorus and phaser are good. You know?
Yep.
So I don't know. It's really a difference. If I had to pare more shit down, I'd really have to think about it. Because I'm kind of at a point where I've been selling stuff that I'm not using. But if I had to really sell stuff that I'm like hard times or that I'm like, I literally can't hold this stuff anymore, I would have to take another look. I do like the idea of like just paring it down to just a Axe 8 or really if I had to pare it down, I would sell both the HX Stomp and Axe 8 and get the FM3. The newest,
which I think you're going to do anyways. You're definitely going to do it.
Which I'm like,
it's a matter of time.
Yeah. Which I'm like, it's exactly what you said. I would get the newest, bestest thing.
Yeah.
From Fractal. Which is the newest, bestest thing from Fractal. Bestest.
Like if you're going to try and to buy everything that was inside those units, obviously you'd be spending way more money.
Yeah.
But are you utilizing every single thing in there?
Absolutely not. No. Let's see. I think I'm utilizing an AC30, which is good.
Yeah.
A Rock Reverb, JCM 800, rectifier, and let's see, a deluxe reverb and like a bass, like a SVT Classic. So 6 amps, but I'm like, I'm not going to, would you want to have every one of those amps? And then also, me too. And then also like the cabs too. I think I with the, quote unquote cabs that I own with the ML Sound Labs IRs.
Yeah.
Like I have 10 different cabs. It's awesome. So, would I want to own those? Yes. Would I have the space for them? Absolutely not. Could I afford them? Absolutely not.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a good pipe dream to think about. I think I saw on Instagram somebody's recording bass setup. He had a with a baker's rack thing that he set up in his studio of this is my bass corner. I'm like, what? You actually own bass amps and you record them? Who does that? Because everybody just goes DI nowadays. Here's my bass rig, a Sans amp. This guy had, I think, orange amps, sun amps. He had Ampegs. He had all these Mesa boogies. He had the tube. Was it the 400 plus or whatever? He had all these crazy killer bass amps. I'm like, nobody has those. Nobody cares except for the guy on Instagram. I really wanted to comment in earnest and be like, man, why? You're awesome, dude. You're what we need in the world.
Yeah.
Not what we deserve.
But when we forget what these amps sound like, we'll come to you.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I really do like the idea of like you said, you were kind of a proponent of just the individual things that have their own voice and are special. But sometimes you can't have them all.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, no, that was good.
I think we killed that topic.
Yeah, no,
I should say you killed it.
Yeah, well, we good.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Calm down.
Hey, chill out. Well, you got the what's news. You got the brunt of that.
Yeah, I know. I don't think we ever have to talk about what's news for a while.
Yeah, no, and that's good. It's good catch. Good catching up.
Yeah.
So let's get on out of here. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right. I just want to say thank you for tuning into the Tone Jerks podcast. If you like what you hear, you can follow along on social media. We're on Instagram at the Tone Jerks. We're on Facebook. Search the Tone Jerks. You'll find the group that we're on. You'll links in the descriptions for all this shit. And if you really like what you hear, you can help support the show on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. But if you double down for $2 a month, you get an extra episode every week. And, just for the support, we want to give you a huge shout out, a sizable acknowledgement. Kyle,
Yes.
we got a list over there of these people.
I got a list. Yeah, over here.
You want to give it? Oh shit! I'm a little out of touch here. I'm trying to get to the list here. See, the past couple episodes I had to read them, so I was like, I'm all shook now. So I'm like a little traumatized.
I got it.
So, we got an extra episode every week. We have a whole RSS feed that if you join at the $2 feed, you get the RSS feed with all the back catalog of the episodes. You get, I think we're at like almost 170, 180 episodes that you get to your feed. And that's like bonus
that's crazy.
episodes, not just like, we're posting the same episode on both, or we just don't post anything. No.
And they're like, some of those are like an hour long, right?
Yeah, they're all,
Most of them.
That's the base is like an hour long. I think when we first started, it was like maybe 20 minutes, but now it's like, an hour long. We get bonus ones over there. We get all the cool shit over there. So, just for the support, we wanted to give you a huge shout out. Kyle, give it to them.
You get something in your mouth? Are you chewing on gum over there?
Yeah, I just take like a big league chew and just fucking.
Oh, dude, I saw Big League Chew in the store the other day, and I was like so tempted to get it.
Just like bubble tape.
Like, why?
I just want to get bubble tape and just chew on it.
32-year-old man risking chewing gum and like getting it stuck in my beard.
I just don't think chewing gum is ever worth the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Yeah, I got you. You get like a sore jaw at the end of it.
It's like why? Is it like
all right?
Oh yeah, give me the name. Give me the names. Come on.
I have Andrew Walsh from Andrew's Alcove, Adam Rohr from the Let Him Hear podcast.
Yeah, I want to give you shit, but I'm like actually like reading these names in your handwriting is tough.
Yeah, good.
Because I have the list, here that I was reading the last couple weeks. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Abe Newman, Michael Newman, Nicholas Payson, Nicholas Ogburn, Doug King, Doug Christ from 37 Effects, Joe from Like My Pedals. They both have a podcast called Masters of the Cinematic Universe. And also, Will and Doug and Joe are part of another podcast called the Just Surprise Me podcast.
With someone else who's, I guess, pretty famous.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, check them out. They do some podcasts.
We no longer read his name anymore, but
No.
we'll it's RJ Smith.
Yeah.
of
Robert,
YouTube fame.
Robert Smith.
Or Instagram.
Robert Smith of YouTube fame. Just search Robert Smith and you'll find him.
Yeah. Ramyorn, Jamie Davis, Johnny Ray, Jason Fuzzmonger, Steve Mike, Steve Rao from 60 Cycle Hum, Colin Smith, Kevin E. Quits from E. Quits Guitars, Co Schneider from the Flippin' Flippers podcast, Alvaro Viramontes, Brian from Nutter Guitars, Mel Chibson of Chibson Guitars.
I'm actually reading the list here. So, behind the scenes here, I took a picture of the list and sent it to Kyle. I'm like, trying to read this shit. It's like Brian Mel Chibson of Guitars.
Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop. Sean Fahey. Sean Wright from Lollygagger Effects.
It's like you wrote these in like a hurry, but it was on your own time.
Yeah.
You said the time frame.
Juan Ortiz from Tone Hungry Effects.
Oh no, this one I'm telling you, you wrote these and you missed Sean Fahey.
I know. I see that you added it in there.
He's your boy.
We got him. We got him.
He's in San Antonio.
We're Texas boys.
There you go, Texas boys. Shout out.
Mike Oxbig. Hugh G-Rection. And always following those boys. Those proud ones.
Yeah. Yeah, watch that one.
Yeah, no. Oops. We'll get flagged or something. Zach Hale.
I was bringing up the rear there. Mopping up
one
the mess.
One day he'll maybe follow. He'll be the lead, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No. No. He's not taking seconds for that one.
No. Eric Merrow from YouTube. Scott Hamilton from the Effects Loop podcast.
Oh, actually,
Tim Nowick. Go ahead.
Eric Merrow from Elm Effects, not ELM.
Oh no.
It's Elm Effects, not ELM. I'm like, you fucking dipshit.
Well, you never told me.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
I thought that's what it was until I heard it on his podcast, the Pedal Demo podcast. They're like, "Oh, Elm Effects." I'm like, "Oh," it was like my mind just like came out my ass. I was like,
yeah,
"What?"
Like, I thought he was just copying ELO, or Electrolyte.
Like, yeah, or he says JHS. I'm like, oh, damn.
Okay,
it's like
so
that
Eric Merrow from Elm Effects.
It's like how you do like with like somebody who like gives you like a big like drops a bomb on you and like texts you like damn or dang,
bro.
Like somebody's like blah, 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 like dang, period.
Whoa, he put a period.
Whoa, period.
Tim Nowick from Bardic Audio Devices, Jonathan Jeruzik from 12th Hour Devices, and Tyler Rhines from KC's Riff Room.
There you go.
All right.
And then I think maybe this week I should get it done. We had mentioned it months ago, but we do have a giveaway that we are going to set up with Bardic Audio Devices. I have a pedal, the Bard O, which is like his take on a little Sun O in a box. We're going to give that away, so keep an eye out.
You're really screwing this one up, dude.
Hey, it's like a fine wine. Yeah, we're gonna do a giveaway on YouTube. I'll do a demo on YouTube.
You just said that capacitors dry up and explode.
Oh shit, man! Right. I better get that demo out.
And now you're saying that they age like a fine wine?
Yeah, it's like I just like back up and step on my own.
Classic misinformation tactic right there.
You're flip flopping.
Yeah, that's what Brian Gowers do.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, keep an eye out for on YouTube, on Instagram, all that shit. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Kyle, for for joining me.
I think this worked out. The way we did it,
I like it.
I
like it. Yeah, thanks for coming back. You didn't.
It's pushing like 12 here, and I'm talking in an echoey room. I wonder how it's bouncing down the hallway.
Oh,
but
yeah.
We'll see.
It should be all right. Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. Well,
haven't got any complaints.
They're like
no broomsticks hitting the second floor.
Like shut that
hitting the ceiling.
Shut that shit off. Like, that's my voice. That's my voice. Shut that shit up.
I'm hanging out with my boys.
I'm with my boy making noise. All right. We'll see you next time.
Thursday nights are for the boys.
There you go.
All right, dude.
Boy.
I'll see ya.